What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that? Oh. Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome to Spot Show live stream, where we get to sit here and talk about the sport of professional wrestling. On this one, I talk about more current stuff on this one. And yes, you can turn this to a drinking game if you're an old school wrestling fan and watch Jeff Jarrett during his rookie years. I kind of sound like Jeff Jarrett doing a promo, because I'll sit there and be like, Lance, we gave it our best in there against Tojo Yamamoto and his Japanese crew there, but me and Billy Travis this week at the Mid-South Coliseum, we're going to, give it our best again and get those AWA Southern Tag Team titles. Basically, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'll probably say a lot. Anyway, see, just did it. Take a drink. Even though it is Thursday, so don't drink too much. So I'll try to trim down to us a little bit. Anyway, hope you folks are having a good one. Yes, it is Friday Eve, and we're almost done with a work week, unless you got to work the weekend, which we'll get to those folks tomorrow. And yes, on this one, I do talk about more current stuff. If you do like to talk about the good old days, join me tomorrow night on Wrestling Gold Friday night. And just me, a plain old wrestling fan, will talk about the good old days of professional wrestling. So yeah, if you would join me live on YouTube or Facebook, both chats are opened. Let me turn this Facebook thing on because I got to make sure I see the comments here. So whichever one you're using, if you're on Facebook, watch me, got the comments there. Leave a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight, or just ask questions about anything. Because, like I said, we're just a bunch of wrestling fans sitting here talking about wrestling. Nothing serious. I'm not Dave Meltzer. I've never been, well, there's Dave Meltzer, but yeah, this, sit back, have fun, talk about, like I said, the sport of professional wrestling. So yes, leave comments. If you don't want to leave a comment or your opinion, be friendly and give me a hello. Like, let's see what we got here. We got Brendan Watson. Give me a thumbs up. What's up, Joe? Joe, unfortunately, he's got to work Saturday. I'm sorry. So far, I don't, but man, it's been a busy week. Man, I've been from, let's see, just yesterday I had to go to Albany, Georgia. Tomorrow I got to go to Spartanburg, North Carolina, or South Carolina, and come back. And Monday I got to go back to Spartanburg, but it ain't going to be any kind of big shindig. I got to pretend I was somebody this week. I might talk a little bit about that later. Karen Poole, hello. Karen Poole also. Me too, Joe. Guess you got to work Saturday too. I'm sorry, folks. Sometimes I don't know I'm working on Saturday until Saturday. Yes, I have one of those bosses. Which, I mean, we get along great. Nothing, nothing too bad there. Sometimes it's good to be the guy that they can count on. And I just got a text message. Who am I going to make fun of? Oh. David Manders. How you doing, sir? David Manders here. If you're in the Georgia area, want to see some good independent, whatever you want to call it, professional wrestling. Give me the address and your next date. I think it's next Saturday, right, Mr. Manders? Is your next show? But yes, Southern Pride Championship Wrestling in Monroe, Georgia. Check them out on Facebook. Get the dates. Their shows are really good. All right, cool. I don't know the address on top of my head. I know how I get there, just don't know the address. 605 Community Court, is that right? Monroe, Georgia. The Boys and Girls Club. I know the Boys and Girls Club. I got that. Yeah. Oh, 405. 405, not 605. I'm thinking about that one good wrestling show used to be on 605 on Saturday nights on TBS. That's what it was. So yeah, 405 Community Court, April 5th. That's on a Saturday. Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. If you are in the area, let's see what we got here. Oh, we still got some people chiming in here. Other than that, hey, let's get going here on this little show. Like I talked about, hey, Joe King popped up on the address is also on YouTube. It's 405 Community Court, Monroe, Georgia. Don't know the zip code either. I'm bad with numbers. Literally, people. I don't know when my birthday is till people start calling me that day. But anyway, so yeah, we got the BS out of the way. Also, yes, if you don't get to watch us live, it will be on Facebook, I think 30 days, but it'll always be on YouTube. So check it out then. Leave comments on there as well. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet to my YouTube channel, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. It is all greatly appreciated. All right, did I get all the BS out of the way? See, I gotta watch my language. I can't make a. I don't. I'm not sure what the Facebook rules are about cursing. So if you hear me say like shite or fork, use your imagination. All right, we ready to go here. Let's see. Let me get my notes here because this is not a professionally run live stream, of course. All right, let me scoot this over here so I can see my notes and see the comments. We got comments. All right. Let's see here. First things first here, we're going to talk about Saraya here. Um, Former WWE star, now former AEW star. Uh, had a run as the AEW champion. She has officially parted ways with All Elite Wrestling. The former AEW Women's World Champion shared the news on her podcast, Rule Breakers with Saraya, as revealed through Entertainment Weekly. Saraya, who joined AEW in 2022 following her departure from the WWE, where she wrestled as Paige, reflected positively on her time with the promotion, expressing that the decision to leave from the personal place rather than any backstage issues. I'm here to tell you that me and AEW's relationship has come to an end. I had an amazing time there. There's no bad blood between us. I had such a magical time, she said. It was just me thinking that I just do not fit in right now. I feel I might be taking someone else's spot, someone who could be doing something really special. Saraya had been one of AEW's high profile female signees and won the AEW Women's World Championship during her tenure. Her exit opens the door for potential future opportunities. And earlier this week, she admitted in an interview that she is open to a WWE return should the chance rise. So yes, had a pretty good career in WWE. Uh, Injuries and personal issues kind of set her back a lot. She had that really, I guess you can call what the kids call it, toxic relationship with Alberto Del Rio. but she got away from her. Suffered a nasty little kick or knee to the head. Did some damage to her neck. Put her on a shelf. Then she left WWE, came to AEW, had a few matches, not many. I really can't remember too many she did have, but um, but she formed a group with what was her name, Tony Storm and Ruby Soho. It was actually I kind of enjoy that little group they had there. Then they kicked Tony Storm out after she won the women's championship and all that good stuff. I think that's what happened. But like I said, she had a pretty good. Then like I said, when she came to AEW, high profile, one of those surprise talents that got signed. Like I said, didn't really use her much. I don't know if it's because the injuries as well, or they just really didn't have much for her to do. But that is a good segue. I might be going all over the place here. Like I said, this ain't a professionally ran uh, stream or YouTube channel, and just go all over the place. So speaking of WWE and women's, apparently, I don't know if y'all remember a few years ago, WWE had a women's only premium live event, or I think at the time it was called pay per view, and it was on the WWE network. But WWE is reportedly working on bringing back the all women's premium live event Evolution. Following the success of the original outing, the first Evolution took place at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Uniondale, New York, showcasing a historic night dedicated solely to women's wrestling, headlined by Nikki Bella taking on Ronda Rousey. The 2018 show was widely praised for its strong card and significance within the industry. According to Bodyslam.net, WWE is tentatively planned to hold the next Evolution event on July 5th at the Mohegan Sun Casino and Resort in Uncasville, Connecticut. Did I say that right? However, the details are still being finalized and the schedule may shift as development continues. WrestleVotes has also reported the situation sharing after speaking with sources. We confirm WWE is set to bring back the highly anticipated Evolution PLE this summer. The return of the all women's event is expected to be officially announced before WrestleMania. I do remember the first Evolution. I thought it was a pretty good show. Had a little battle royal with a few surprises. Can't remember, match by match, but I do remember enjoying it, watching that premium live event. This one should be pretty good. That's when everybody liked Ronda Rousey at the time. But like I said, I can't remember every little thing, but I do remember enjoying it. But even though it's highly praised, of course, this could be this internet baloney, bullshit. But apparently, the numbers wouldn't what they were expecting or what they were wanting. So that's the reason it never did come back. I do remember kind of saying, "Hey, technically speaking, this wasn't the first ever all women's wrestling pay per view. I do believe LPWA did one in the 80s. That's Ladies Professional Wrestling Association. Uh, I almost want to say PAL did as well. I can't remember. Uh, that this kind of floats my mind a little bit. Like I said, kids out there, when you get my age, you'll understand. But I do remember that LPWA did have their own pay per view. It was, I think they did have technically one mixed tag match, but the rest of it mainly was an all women's pay per view. It was an all women's promotion, so definitely a all women's pay per view. So hopefully, but hey, you never know. Let Saraya kind of rest up a little bit, getting a little more, let her run around the ring a little bit, working on her stuff. I know she probably has not wrestled in a while, so get her ring feet back on, and they let's see, this is we're talking April, May, June, so 3 months. Or we're almost into April. Might as well say April now. Uh, so give it 3 months. She can be one of those surprise returns at Evolution. Uh, one of those, hey, welcome back type moments, and see if she does come back full time or not. I do remember she actually being a okay GM for the WWE, but like I said, I don't think, don't quote me on this, but injuries and stuff like that, I don't think she can do that full time schedule as far as in ring. Uh, Obviously, she probably would have had more matches in AEW if so, but that did not happen. So now with that out of the way, let's what else do I have to talk about tonight? Any Georgia Bulldog fans? This next story might interest you. Elijah Holyfield. Elijah Holyfield, the son of boxing legend Evander Holyfield, is preparing to make his singles debut in the WWE during the March 23rd, 2025 episode of WWE LFG Legends and Future Greats. He will represent The Undertaker's team in a feature match against Anthony Luke, who fights on the behalf of Booker T's team. Holyfield's in-ring journey began on December 2024 during a non-televised match prior to a live NXT broadcast, also against Anthony Luke. I wonder if they was just taping it, and it's going to be on the. I wonder if it's the same match. Anyway, this match served as his official WWE debut following his signing with the company in November 2024. Before stepping into the square circle, Holyfield was a professional football player. The 27-year-old played college football at the University of Georgia and went undrafted in 2019. I think me and Karen's talked about this. I think we actually agree. He probably should have stayed on maybe one more year, and he might would have got drafted. But he decided to enter the draft portal early. Anyway, he spent his time with the North or Carolina Panthers, Philadelphia Eagles, Cincinnati Bengals before a knee injury in December of 2022 ended his NFL career. Holyfield first entered WWE's radar during a tryout in July 2024, officially signed later that year. His wrestling aspirations are not without precedent in the family. Evander Holyfield once made an appearance in the WWE back in 2007, competing in a boxing exhibition on Saturday Night's Main Event, where he defeated Matt Hardy. I really can't remember if I remember that. Was that one on one of my so busy I can't really watch every day, or just forgot it, something like that? Can't remember. But I remember them talking about it, announcing it. But so yep, Vander's kid is let's see, his stats here is 5'11", 234, 25 years old. So definitely has the athletic background, definitely a legit athlete. But like I said before, when I talked about him signing with the WWE, and I actually talked about this back on this show. And when was that match again? Yeah, December 2024. He had a match and said, "Hey, if he can put it all together, you know, he has that certain it factor, can run that mouth on the mic, then the sky's the limit on him." I've honestly have not watched what's the show's called? WWE LFG. I think it's on A&E. See it advertised, but I've seen clips. I don't know who's that kid who keeps on pissing off the Undertaker, but something like that. I mean, basically, it's the old NXT format before it became NXT. It was basically the original NXT show was more like a wrestling version of American Idol. They had judges, they had coaches to coach these people. Kind of like the way that I think the way the UFC reality show done. They had team Tito against team Chuck Liddell, and say that's another show I never did watch. But a lot of people did. A lot of people thought that show was actually pretty good. Wow, we are coasting today. Don't be shy, people. Chime in whenever you're ready. I'll get to it eventually. All right. Let's see. We got some Hall of Fame news also this week. Joining Lex Luger, Paul Triple H Levesque, and Michelle McCool, and this year's class of the WWE Hall of Fame is finally made official. There has been talk about it, but the only person was really saying anything about it was Typhoon. But it is now official. The natural disasters are going to be part of the class, the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame inductees. Um, Earthquake, I remember he came in as the Canadian Earthquake. Then they dropped the Canadian part, just called him Earthquake. Came in, feuded with Hulk Hogan, then feuded with Jake Roberts. And that SOB killed Damien. Can't believe he did that. I actually remember seeing that as a kid, which, come on, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I don't, did any of you folks remember when he did that? Did the earthquake splash or butt drop to Damien the Snake? Well, I was in the bag, of course, but that I just remember watching that, and the crowd was like, "Hush!" Kids were crying. Yes, kids were crying that somebody sat on a snake. That was a kind of remember that vaguely. Then, of course, the Undertaker's debut, and all the kids were like legitimately terrified of Undertaker at the time. Hold on 1 second. Tonight I'm drinking Fanta. Don't you want a Fanta, Fanta? But I did watch his Dark Side of the Ring. He was a legit sumo star and all that. And I do remember listening to Bruce Prichard's podcast talking about him. And the story he gave was, "Hey, can you cut a promo?" And Bruce Prichard said after I asked him that, he gave me a promo, a good, very good one. Definitely put me in my place. Yeah, it was a very iconic deal. I mean, not sure how much is discussed. I know Jake's discussed on his podcast, I think. And well, actually, he did. I did listen to him and Undertaker speak about this. I think it was him and Undertaker talking about what they used to fill the bag up. So, kids, if you are listening to this, he didn't. Sorry, he didn't really. Kayfabe, he didn't really squash the snake. Live snake. The live snake was fine, but then he brought out Revelations. That was that the other snake's name? Revelations? No, that was when he came back from. That was his '94 comeback, wasn't it? Revelations. Now I can't remember what the other snake's name was. The Damien Luther, I guess. Anton, maybe. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank now. But anyway, then Typhoon, who was Big Bubba one time and Texas All Star and Memphis, and in Memphis. That's and Memphis was when I first seen Typhoon. Um, Big dude can move around. I actually did like Big Bubba in Memphis. Then became the Big Steel Man in Dusty Rhodes Pro Wrestling Federation. Then came to WWE as Tugboat, a friend of and fan of Hulk Hogan. Then eventually he turned against Hulk Hogan as well. They changed his name to Typhoon, put him with Earthquake, and you have voila, the natural disasters. And yes, kids, I know you probably Lucifer. That's it. I know I was about to say yeah, Lucifer. I should have Damien Lucifer. Sorry, yes, brain fart. Yeah, Revelations was the snake when he made his '94 comeback, right? Yeah, '93, '94, something like that. Because he was on the wagon, found religion and all that good stuff. So he has a snake named Revelations, and unfortunately, fell off the wagon. But it's good to know that he's much better now. I call Jake Roberts personally the Keith Richards of professional wrestling. There's going to be if there's a nuclear holocaust, the only thing that's going to be around is cockroaches, Keith Richards, and Jake the Snake Roberts. All three of them will live through that. But yeah, so he was Typhoon. Then unfortunately had a little mishap when he came to WCW as Shockmaster. His debut was supposed to be busting through this little door, a little wall, but uh, 90, yeah, okay, 96, that makes more sense now. Because 96, he was in the King and Ring tournament. That's when you got the famous, infamous, what do you want to call it? People still remember that promo from Steve Austin. It made Steve Austin a star. Uh, that's why I say, sometimes if you really watch wrestling a lot, if you ever notice, a lot of things, most of the things that get over huge happens organically. And I would say that was, I won't say the last thing, because I'll say the one after that, it took a few years after that, but Steve Austin did that famous promo. You can thump your Bible, talking about your palms, you know, but Austin 316 said, I just whooped your arse. See, I can't really, I did not cuss too much. So that's a new one for y'all, arse. Shite, pork, and arse. For now. You gotta look at the time on this, so make sure. So I think YouTube, I'll repeat this again. I think YouTube gives you like a 10-minute leeway. Try not to cuss in 10 minutes. Then after that, on a live stream, you can curse on you want. Facebook, I am not sure. And I think I've seen a couple of Facebook ones where they really let go. Yes, the Lawler feud, which was kind of copied later with Chris Jericho and CM Punk. But yeah, I mean, that thing with Steve Austin, that just skyrocketed his career. People started wearing the shirts and everything else, putting up the signs. Like I said, that thing got over organically. And I think the next thing, I won't say the next thing that really got over uh, organically. Uh, Daniel Bryan, the Yes Movement, I guess that was a little organic too. But Becky Lynch, the whole man thing, that that was I don't know if they definitely didn't meme for that. It was it's when she got her nose broken by Nia Jax, and I guess somebody in the crowd shouted to her, "You're the man." And Becky just went with it, said, "I am the man. I'm the man." And it really took off after that. But the Four Horsemen, I remember that kind of got over organically. Should put a list together of all the things that got over organically. I know I should be drinking water because I'm pollen in the air is not good for me. So I've been using the Flonase and the Zyrtec, but I get cotton mouth real quick. Like the good old days where everything was foggy for some reason. All right. Speaking of things that, to me, this thing was freaking hilarious. I would say the most entertaining thing I watched this whole weekend or this whole week was El Grande Americano from the Gulf of America. Oh man, this was forking hilarious. Oh my gosh. As soon as I seen that little vignette they aired, I don't know who that other person was. Whoever did that, it almost seems like that could have been AI done. But whoever put that, if that wasn't AI, and then probably start off AI, then somebody really edited it pretty well. Strickland after the Page match. Um, yeah, he kind of got over organically, but not to the. Yes, he got over AEW, but Austin, even Becky Lynch, that is another level. I mean, Swerve Strickland was getting there in AEW. Yeah, trying not to make fun of AEW. I already did that. Yes, I did this week's AEW recap. Check that out after this. It's on YouTube. Um, but he was getting there, but now it's ever since that title run. I tell you right now, probably the most over thing in AEW right now is the Hurt Syndicate. Did you watch? Anybody watch Dynamite last night? I mean, I guess the Hurt Syndicate is supposed to be heels, but you got the crowd chanting, "We hurt people, we hurt people." But yeah, like I said, that even the Becky Lynch thing, whole different level. And like I said, Daniel Bryan. Can we just call him Brian Danielson from now on? Do we gotta go? Okay, let's see. He was in WWE at this time, so yeah, Brian Danielson or Daniel Bryan, because it did take me like a year or two to quit calling him Brian Danielson. But anyway, like I said, El Americano from Gulf of America. Oh, jeez. And we don't know who this is. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But like I said, it could be. I know. I know this guy's not with us no more, Phil Wilkes, but supposedly he sold it to Tom Brandy. I guess Tom Brandy must have sold it to this guy. I mean, it could be this guy. I mean, got kind of the same build. Just kidding, but yeah, we all know it is Chad Gable. But one thing's for certain that Chad Gable and Dragon Lee got some praise for their match. This week's episode of WWE Raw continued the road to WrestleMania 41 with a lineup of compelling in-ring action, including a standout bout that caught the attention of many within WWE. And one of the more unique matches of the night, Chad Gable stepped in the ring once again as El Grande Americano, continuing his lighthearted but technically sound journey into the world of Lucha Libre. Gable faced off against Dragon Lee in a match that brought both athleticism and entertainment to the forefront. During the bout, Dragon Lee's mask was removed, a dramatic moment that added a little intensity of the contest. Gable capitalized on the situation, locking in the ankle lock submission for the victory. Uh, the performance did not go unnoticed during a recent edition of Sportskeeda's Backstage Pass Q&A. Wrestling Votes revealed that the match was met with glowing reviews behind the scenes. I did hear there was some heavy praise coming out of the match last night. Gable and Dragon Lee killed it, which that if you did watch Raw, that was a pretty good match. Probably the best match of the night. Crowd loved it. People backstage loved it, and that's no surprise. No, it wasn't. Just Chad Gable's kind of like a Kurt Angle. Let's call it that. Go in there, have a good match with anybody. I was about to say somebody who can't be mentioned, but like Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, just throw them in there with anybody, and it's going to be a good match. Chad Gable has been getting this done for years, and we know what kind of talent Dragon Lee is. So good on both of them, but I did hear that there was some heavy praise backstage for those two men. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. And I did say this on my WWE Raw recap, another shameless plug there, that I give it 6 months. He's going to be a babyface again if he does this Americano thing. And I actually made a joke. Bring back Zed Coulter and Jack Swagger. Let's have it, folks. We the people. We the people with Chad Gable and the American Made, uh, the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus Creed. They're pretty good. I hate to see them kind of. I know they got to kind of pay their dues on the main, on the main roster, but those two guys are pretty freaking talented. I think. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not, you know, just a fan of bullshit about. Okay, it's good enough. BSM about wrestling, but I think you know I think get that 6 months, man. People are gonna start cheering for him. That whole Gulf of America thing. Just that alone, I'm pretty sure if that was in America, probably not anywhere, but in some places, that would have got over pretty well. Now, I'm not saying it's going to catapult them to main event or anything, but it would. I mean, it's going to get them over well enough to be a babyface. And like I said, I mean, I remember it was getting ready to push Jack Swagger. Had this program with who was it? Glenn Beck. I think it was Glenn Beck. And because at that time there was this Tea Party thing going on, and I think Glenn Beck got on his program and said, "This is making fun of that." I guess Got his feelings hurt, whatever. Um, but I think it was Glenn Beck or Tucker Carlson wasn't that big yet. Sean Hannity, I don't think would have gone for it. Glenn Beck, I probably think he would have. But unfortunately, Jack Swagger got pulled over, had some weed on him, high as a kite. Uh, Maybe Zeb was riding with him. I'm not sure. I know he got busted, and they killed the push right there. And it was supposed to be like this WrestleMania thing at the time. I'm not saying Glenn Beck would have wrestled. It was he probably would have represented somebody else, whoever that was trying to push at the time. But but uh, I think Chad Gable is clean the whistle, and it don't matter now. Can't remember who supposedly said it, Bianca or somebody like that said it, that WWE does not test for marijuana pills no more, so they can smoke all the marijuana pills they want to. Just kidding about the pills part. But yeah, give it about 6 months. I think that would get over. I mean, can be. I mean, you can sell the American mask, and that probably do well. I'm pretty sure there's people who would buy El American El Grande Americano from Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America masks, T-shirts. But sometimes you can do that. You know, a situation like that that's kind of polarizing. Okay, no more big words for me. Polarizing. You can have that and actually be entertained because the people who are for that get it when somebody decided to call that the Gulf of America. Um, Who's just trolling? But enough about that. But people who understand it and his supporters, they're going to laugh at it. The other side probably think, oh, they're making fun of it, so they're going to enjoy it or hate it and boo it. But it maybe cheer it too. Kind of the ones that are who are do got a little bit of common sense, know it's entertainment, so they'll probably cheer it on it as well because they're like, oh, they're making fun of them, so we should cheer for this. But yeah, stuff like that, man. Uh, you can take real world stuff, and you don't have to drag in like you see. I mean, like the movie that came out recently. Didn't see it, but I've heard enough reviews, heard enough of the star talking about it. I watched a couple of videos of people, like I said, reviewed it. Uh, the Snow White thing, and just turn it to propaganda and preaching and stuff like that. People do not want to hear that. You do this, actually make it funny, make it entertaining, and people will dig it. And once I get stateside again, which I guess it'll be this week, it'll be the true thing will be how will American. I'm not sure where Raw's going to be this week. I guess I can put it in the Google machine and find out. Oh, so it's going to be in London, England. So I don't think we're that good of friends with them right now either. But I mean, it will be kind of interesting to see how they take it. I mean, they might boo them right out of the building, or I mean, people from England could be, have a good sense of humor sometimes. It'll be interesting, but I think the real interest will be once they get back stateside, how the American fans will take to it and see where that takes off. Um, yeah, as you're saying, we kind of lost a boxing legend, George Foreman, Olympic champion, world heavyweight boxing champion, and the spokesman for the George Foreman Grill. Yeah. I just looked at it. They're going to be in London, England next week. It's England. We'll see. I think the real telltale sign will be once it gets stateside, how will people take to it, and the fact that Chad Gable's kind of people do fans. I think also know that kid's talented. Well, I say kid. Know that know the guy's talented in the ring. Always putting on good matches. You put something like that on him, it's like go along with also him being a good talent in the ring. It's going to be hard to boo the guy. We also lost Bill Mercer. He was 99 years old. Yeah, 'cause remember the other day when they said when I read that he passed away. I'm sitting there kind of thinking to myself, I was like, didn't he die a long time ago? But uh, nope, he didn't. All right, well, that's about all the things I had on my agenda. Anything else? Anybody want to talk about tonight? I am all eyes and ears and a microphone and a camera. If I ever remember to look at the camera. Sometimes I forget to look at the camera. Look on here, over here, sideways, cross-eyed sometimes. Oh man. So basically, soccer's really big over there. Obviously, I think internationally, I think it's football, soccer is if not the number one sport. Uh, so they kind of mix in soccer chants and make them into wrestling chants, but the crowds have been great. The first two appearances with John Cena, uh, going back old school. Uh, when they dun, 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 the beats of his entrance music, and the crowd used to chant John Cena sucks, John Cena sucks. I ain't gonna sing too much, but the crowd started back doing that. That was kind of cool to hear. Of course, uh, the whole Forky John and shut the fork up. You get a lot of that. I love I love Netflix WWE just for that. Sometimes I still bleep the wrestlers. Depends on how close they are. I know it's one thing too during the matches. Don't your girlfriend's daughter or whatever, don't she have Netflix? Yeah, should be cool with it. not that I'm going to tell anybody to do anything illegal, because I don't know if I. Okay, let's say this. All right, if you got one of those fire sticks, you can rig it and maybe get Netflix that way. I think. I think that way you can watch Raw. And I think how behind is the Peacock? Are they like 1 or 2 weeks behind? Because don't doesn't Peacock replay Raws as well? But they'll play it like a week after. Because I know, well, Hulu did that with, back in the day. They did that with everything. Like a new episode of Two and a Half Men would come on one day, but that episode won't be played on Hulu till the following day. Sometimes 3 days. I think at first when Hulu started, it was a week after, but then they bumped it up to 2 days after. But yeah, I mean, the thing about WWE is when they go international, crowds get white hot or red hot. I mean, the crowds almost make it worth it. Probably makes the show actually better. It's like I did see an interesting thing on social media where somebody's like, come on, American fans, we gotta start, well, we gotta start waking up and get these good old chants started again. Do stuff with our own, except for the usual, you know, you deserve it or right. I, but I think you can get like a cheap, I think it's less than $10. I can't remember now. I think Netflix has bumped their prices up a little bit. Yeah, I think they did. I thought I seen they had a replay of SmackDown, so I would imagine they would have replay of Raw. And of course, you know, Raw be on Netflix. I don't know how that would work. I guess Peacock could, or I don't know if Peacock would give Netflix the money, but allow another streaming service to play their streaming service or play a program on their streaming service. This is now is their show, which reminds me, I think on what got to finish up on Cobra Kai. Yeah, this is yeah. Wish those chants were great, but I can see it. If if I was a wrestling fan and over there, I mean, it doesn't have to be just different chants. Just because I can't really sing. I'm not the most boisterous, loud fan either. I just like watching it. I do my chants and claps and stuff like that. Yeah, Raw might be exclusive. You have to check up on that, or I can check up on it one day. But I know they famous. The other day I did look on there and Raw was on Peacock. It was from like 2 weeks ago, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Can't remember. They might have quit doing that too because it's been a few weeks since I've seen that. Yeah. Has anybody played WWE 2K25 yet? I haven't even purchased it. I ain't had time. Like I said, I got to play like I was important last couple of days. Like I said, I got to play like I was important. I got to go to pre-con meetings. Okay, I got to go to pre-con meetings without none of my bosses. I was the only representative. I had to actually chime in and stuff, which was it actually got interesting at one of the sites I went to yesterday in Albany. So if you're in the construction field and you're doing a pre-con meeting, you get these things called Souls reports or Geotech Souls report. You might want to read it before you start bidding on a job or talking about money on a job and stuff like that, or before, especially before a pre-con meeting. That way, you're not surprised by anything the Souls engineer or technician uh, might say. Nothing will be a surprise. So, so if you are on that other side, I ain't saying you got to read a whole thing, especially just read that part where it says recommendations. You might want to read that. That way, you won't be surprised. And I don't know about other companies. I mean, will show you the borings and everything and go, that's probably what I'll do too. More or less, um, whichever comes first. Maybe somebody, maybe somebody will get me a PS5. I get a PS5 before it goes on sale. Which, like I said, right now, I can't even validate getting a PS5 right now. I mean, getting a PS5, mm, maybe give it another year. Maybe I can have some time then. But right now, I don't know why my ass is scratching my watch sometimes. But it looks good. It's getting pretty good reviews from little things I've seen. Most heinous thing happened today. Got to work, forgot my phone and glasses. No phone all day, and you couldn't freaking see. I mean, it didn't really matter if you didn't have your phone. You got your glasses too, so you couldn't see. That's another thing I got to put on the list too. I gotta sit there and I gotta get my eyes checked. I can't see as good as I used to. I mean, I was on one side today, and we are very close to the road, and I know it was somebody's company truck, but I couldn't make out what. Used to I built the closest I was, I used to be able to make out what it was, but I couldn't today. I couldn't even make an educated guess. I mean, I just know enough. It wasn't a truck that had anything to do with that site I was working on. And yes, I was about to watch NXT 2 Tuesday, but like I said, I was just too beat, too tired. I do not have on Sling TV. I do not have Access TV. I don't have that channel, so I gotta figure out a way to start watching TNA as well. Actually, it's going to be kind of a goal next week. NXT, TNA, I do watch SmackDown during the weekend, so at least I can keep up what's going on there. I don't do any kind of recap shows. So I think I'm gonna start using this show to recap NXT, TNA. Like I said, I just don't have the time to do a separate. I've done a few of them, SmackDown recap shows, but I have backups at work. Not the greatest, but still, yeah. At least you can do that. But and like tomorrow night, let's see, Wrestling Gold Friday night. Leave it up to you folks. I need a. I guess I can do it on Facebook, do it on YouTube as well. Not really sure what we can watch. There's one. I was thinking about IWF because if it's not that good, we can actually make fun of it not being that good. I do vaguely remember watching a couple episodes of IWF. This was, I think, early '90s. Eddie Mansfield wrestling promotion had one team that uh, actually made a brief run, if you want to call it that, in WCW, Thunder and Lightning. The Smoking Guns were there at one time. Rob Van Dam was there. Uh, Lance Von Erich was there, I think. Yeah, because I watched that one of those little mini YouTube documentaries on it. I was thinking about that. And what else was I thinking about? I was thinking about Tri-State. Tri-State from. Let me see here. Oh, I think I'll do that tomorrow night. Yeah, let's do that. Come on, where is it? Where is it? I gotta delete some of this stuff on my to watch later list because we done watched it. No Central States. Yes. Think of Leroy McGurk's Tri-State Wrestling from December 5th, 1981. I do not think we watched this one. I know we watched one. I'll look through it again, but yep, I made a executive decision. Leroy McGurk's Tri-State Wrestling might not be the same one, but um, because I remember the one we watched, it was actually pretty good. So we will do that one tomorrow night. Uh, if you're not familiar, Wrestling Gold Friday Night, what I do on that one, I do a day in wrestling history. Then we uh, really bullshit about old school wrestling back in my day. Then we do like I pick out a product, I share the link. Sometimes uh, for people I do know, I'll convert the YouTube to an MP4 and uh, send it out that way. But because I can't show it on here, or I'll get in trouble, get copyrighted, I'll get 100 emails saying this this is copyrighted stuff, so check it out. So if you do ever watch some of my older Wrestling Gold Friday nights, and all of a sudden you see a lot of skip parts, I will. That's the reason, because I got copyright hit, and I just told them to take it out. Case in point was the UWF that I showed one time. That next day, Bruce Springsteen's, no, okay, it didn't really say that, but Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA was on there. Got hit for that. I forgot what other songs were on there. And then, yeah, so I get hit from there. So, yes, Leroy McGurk's Tri-State Wrestling from, I think I'm gonna watch it. I'll skim through this one, because some of this stuff I never did see. Ones I never did see, when I do share it, we do watch along. I like to get that first experience and say, oh, this is here, and wow, that was actually a good match back in the day. Kind of holds up today, or all that old stuff kind of holds up today, I think. But I'll skim over this, make sure this is not the one we've seen. I don't think it does. So that will be tomorrow night's enjoyment. And it's by that time like I said, I do gotta get up a little early tomorrow morning and head to Spartanburg, South Carolina. I don't know why I keep saying North Carolina. Spartanburg, South Carolina. Spend my day out there. Where is then come back, and like I said, 8 o'clock, be here on YouTube or Facebook, either one. And we'll talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling, back when wrestling was real. Because damn it, it's still real to us. But beyond that, appreciate everybody joining in. Hope you folks enjoyed it. Like I said, drop me a like, comment later, follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my channel. Subscription is totally free. Just hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Also, hey, because I forget to mention this, also on Facebook, they got a little bell there. It's called the notification bell. Click on that as well when you subscribe. That way, when I have new content coming out, you'll be notified, and you can watch it whenever you please. On your lunch break, on your after lunch break, any of those things. So, like I said, appreciate everybody, and that does for me. Everybody have a good one. Take it easy, and until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.